That's all you get. Ugh. Okay, I forgot. I actually have. Where are these fucking OST fun times? What even happened the last episode? Who knows? Who cares? It's not relevant. Why is this? Whoa! My ears. Sweet mother of pearl. Oh. Oh. Holy shit. What the hell? Who even knows? Oh, that scared off the two people that showed up. I gotta show someone something. It's kind of important because I feel that he'll agree with the sentiment. I think he'll agree with the sentiment. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know that we can get to business. Got him! Alright! So, a lot of people may know that it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a... Hold on, I need to start the recording on this too. Before I do that, how about I make sure that all my footage is where it should be? That is a lot of footage! Oh, crapola. Did I clear out my fixed read folder? Nope. Even if it's up to date, it's all there. Cool. Cool. So a lot of people might know that it's been a while. It's been a little while, just a little itty bitty while, where I had to do some self-reflecting and reorient my chakras and figure out what the hell I'm doing with myself. What the arts mean to me and what I mean to the arts, etc., etc. You know, that kind of weird Doylist thinking that no proper critic concerns himself with Doylist thinking. It's all Watsonian nowadays. If you can't criticize a piece of media from within its own logic, then what's the point? The author is dead. I killed him myself and I threw him off the bridge. I don't like Watsonian reviews. I've started to realize that they come across as excessively whiny, as they do not consider the experience of the person participating within the media, and concern themselves only with fridge logic, to an extent that's just very healthy to me. Now you might say, Safi, isn't that what you're technically doing? I'm saying what any editor would say. Like, I'm talking about that experiential sort of thing. Like, I'm reading a lot of fics, and some of them are not great, some of them are, you know, just average, or good. Maybe it's great. Maybe it's, you know, just something to pull out because you got a minute to yourself. And you might as well. And the truth is, Miss Katsuragi, it takes a special kind of disagreement for me to get angry. And I've noticed that in Doom a lot. I don't like... listen, I'm fine with Doom when it's hard. And I've said some things that I kind of regret, where I've said, like, the worst thing that can happen is that a player dies or has to reload. I'm going to retract that statement. The worst thing that can happen in a game is that your player save scums or stops giving a shit. And death generally contributes to that because it resets progress. You have to try again. It's not new. The game kind of silently judges you. There's a lot of stuff that makes a death in a game... It's just discouraging. Now, death as a learning experience, like it's done in the Souls games, tends to be more alright. Although, I don't agree with the sentiment either, because the original Dark Souls were built on the idea that you can be clever and get your way through it. And a lot of modern Souls is just like, hey, how fast are your fucking fingers, buddy? And I hate it so much. Not that I play it, I just look at it and go, yeah, I could never enjoy this. The same way I could look at a Slaughter one and go, I don't see the fun in this. Now, I've mentioned before that I'm willing and I'm mentally capable of going, it's not for me, but I can see who likes it. But I also think there's a risk of knowing how to do something well and using it as a cudgel to defend your own insecurities. To say that something is inherently bad and flawed because you aren't enjoying it. I'm the smart Mr. Art Man. I know everything about the arts. Surely, if I do not enjoy it, then it is garbaggio, and I make up some funny reasons that sound convincing enough. There's that risk of letting your sense of knowledge blind you to your own biases in an unhealthy way. It can happen in somewhat healthy way, where it's just like, I don't want this, and you just never give it a shot because you know it's gonna take like 30 hours to get to oh man, my throat suddenly immediately turned super dry. Don't worry, Safi. The JRPG gets good 50 hours in. Okay, cool. How many hours of the game are left? 2. I wish I was kidding when someone told me it takes you. Don't worry, you just have to play this game like 10 times and then it gets good. Then you get how the TTRPG works. I'm like, can't the onboarding just be a little bit more accessible at that point? I don't know what to tell you. You can't sell this to anyone. You have if you're going for that narrow clientele, fine. But my God, man, that is a hell of a risk. But I guess that's the point, right? That's why you do it. Because the fucking capital ain't gonna do it. They're too busy trying to get their money out of the situation. They're not gonna invest in this absurdly goofy niche idea. Go for it, my man. Just don't expect me to be nice about it, because I don't like it. I mean, they never asked me to review it. Is that not the trick to be learnt? What the hell is going on? I ate something today that I've never eaten before. It's like sour. I think it's sour. I think it was actually sauerkraut, or used sauerkraut as an ingredient. All I can say is that I thought it was kind of neat. I had a good time with it. I forgot what I was thinking because my brain locked up. You know, that's good job, Safi. You're so good at your job. This is why you are a well-paid streamer, and everyone thinks you're the coolest shit in town. Everything you contribute to the situation is just work of art on its own merits and the merits of others. Like, goddamn, man. Goddamn. I don't know what to think. Don't worry about it. How is this the second best thing that happened to you today? Man! I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel about that, okay? I don't know how to feel about that. I'm a little lanky. Actually, I'm always a little lanky. I'm always a little lanky. That's just a part of me that's just filled with vitriol. I mean, technically, I'm literally full of sourness. As I just mentioned, I did, in fact, eat sauerkraut. I rarely actually have, like, sour dinner. Yes, sour. It's just sour. But, man, it's kind of zesty, you know? I mean, I didn't mind it. The flavor wasn't bad, but, man, it's got some kick to it, you know? Wakes you up. It also had pineapple on it. No, I don't like pineapple very much. Not on pizza. I don't like pineapple very much. But I like pineapple flavor, just not pineapple the fruit. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, though. You got pineapple, cheese, mashed taters, sauerkraut, and then, like, minced meat, and I'm like, man, wow. What an idea. I find myself in this awkward position trying to justify my actions. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. The Liberty Cabbage. Liberty Cabbage. That's a hell of a name. Alright. I'm just gonna do a little stretch. We're just gonna get to it. I'm gonna keep one thing straight. I hope that I've been able to overcome my insecurities, but I promise nothing. We might just go back to the way things were, and I'm just gonna have to accept that I'm an asshole. I mean, I say that, but I think there's a beautiful irony that as this happened, I also happened to play a couple of Doom WADs that just make me so angry. How's that happen? It just felt weird how the Cacowards devolved into this very specific flavor I don't like. But on the other hand, ain't that just how archaeology works? You dig up new strata of society every day. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's get to it, buddies. It's been a couple of weeks, so please allow me a moment to warm up. And do not forget, the traditional contributions is $50, or fractions thereof. Similar to how fractions of a Bitcoin are Satoshi, and fractions of $1 are cents. Fractions of $50 are 50s. You might say, that's a little confusing, but don't worry. I flick my nose with my pointer finger because I'm very smart, and I'm implying I'm about to say something. Don't worry. It makes sense in the end. After we were done with the arcade, our parents picked us up to try out a few more of the attractions, doing a run through the rope course before finishing off with a pleasant seat of the Ferris wheel. The last one... Shit! Oh, well, no, I forgot something. I forgot something so important that if I don't do it, I'm just gonna shit... I'm gonna shit a metric ton of bricks. Please hold on. It is politely requested that you hold the fuck on! Okay, how do we do this? Control F? No, I need to edit as HTML. Control F. No, Control G, right? I would like to search for... What am I searching for again? Oh, I'm searching for paragraphs that are just blank space indicators. Also known as ampersand NBSP semicolon. Yeah, I'm looking for that. Yes, but I would like to replace it. That's why I'm doing this function, my good sir. Hello? Oh my god. Okay, now it's just fucking with me. Now you're just having a laugh. Stop having a laugh! It's not funny. Goddamn. I'm so stupid. Firefox, console inspector, control shift, control for the next result. Oh, that's why I fucked up. Because I'm stupid. What else is new? No, don't open my bookmarks! That's a different hotkey. Eh? Okay, and I would like to replace it with nothing! Thank you. And now we do... How do we exit this? I just exited, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah, baby. Get a load of this. It's fixed! I got rid of all the stupid white spaces that I hate so much. I'm not... Listen, I know why this happens, and all I'm gonna say is... I care a lot about this stuff. Okay? I care a lot about the presentation of things, which is why I got really annoyed when I found out that bolded text doesn't hold up, certain types of formatting are just ignored. For some reason, despite the fact that things like this sometimes, ugh. There are some things which support underscore, but don't save underscore if you copy underscore. It's just a whole thing. That just makes me wonder if, you know... Anyway, let's get to it. After we were done with the arcades up, our parents picked us up to try out more of the attractions, doing a run through the rope course before finishing off with a pleasant seat of the Ferris wheel. The last one being kind of boring, admittedly. Before long, all of us were reseated in the car, driving back as outside got darker. The headlights on to illuminate the road. How would you know, Anon? You're not sitting in the front seat. You can't see the road. That's dangerous, Anon. Oh, I'm so pissed off at your parents right now. Nasser and Olivia were asleep. Anon, you are just as much of a... Like, wouldn't that be something, right, for Anon to be like, man, I love being an adult where I don't fall asleep every 5 minutes when he was a baby. He's like, man, you know what sucks about being a baby? I have to sleep every 5 minutes. Fuck. Try this tongue twister for a warm-up. Pitiful people prepare, plead plentifully... Wait, plentiful platitude, phenomenal... That's not a P. patriot pounds, poundingly perverse puppets pulping, pleasantly putrid pasties. Pitiful people prepare, plead plentiful platitudes, phenomenal patriot pounds, poundingly perverse puppets pulping, pleasantly putrid pasties. Why not pastries? You're missing an R there, buddy. Unless you... Oh, that's scandalous. Olivia... I don't know, my brain is just Olivia Nasser's the natural order for this. Nasser and Olivia... I don't know, is there an order for that in English? Is there like an inherent sort of mental brainscape order that is culturally defined, just like how adjectives in English have like an order to them? Nasser and Olivia were asleep, or is it just personal preference? The former's head resting with his good wing resting back with his good wing draped over him like a blanket. I never got the idea that Nasser's wing is all that comfortable. It seems to be made out of leather. AKA, it's just skin, which... I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd be warm if I rub my hands over myself like that. I mean, that's a good way to warm up, but... I mean, I do like sim... Oh no, I disappointed someone. I forgot. We got... This is one sentence, baby! How many words is in this one sentence? I'd love to know. Hey, Notepad++, you happen to have a summary tool, don't you? Where is the summary tool? Oh, here it is. 66 words to a sentence. Is a lot of words to put in one sentence. Nasser and Olivia were asleep, the former's head resting with his good wing draped over him like a blanket, and the latter with her head resting against his shoulder. Just make it a period, man. The two of them quietly... Oh, that's fine, actually. Oh, this is two sentences. It's just that my brain is so expecting there to be another comma in there. It had been a long but fun day, leaning my snout over my claw to stare out the window as I heard Mom speak up, looking at the rearview mirror. Oh, that's adorable. Dad briefly peered up at the mirror before looking back down. Why doesn't he peer back down? A small but genuine smile on his snout as he continued driving, pulling up through the parking lot of Nasser's dorm. The car came to a slow stop, Dad turning his head. We're here. Okay, I got a question for you, right? Let me lay this out for you. Why can't they just already be there? Like, you can just start the scene with Anon waking up right there, and it changes nothing. Like, just do that. It makes him seem less like an alien. I guess the point is that he's an alien. But physically, he's not an alien. He's just like them. So it would be more sensible for him to be as tired as they are. Although I guess it's... No! Shouldn't Nasser be less... Because Nasser is like literally a fucking track star, while Anon is just like a boxer guy. Who's not technically doing this. I'm just saying. Although I guess Nasser's a little younger. He got that going against him. Watsonian logic, bail me out now. The car came to a stop, Dad slowly turning his head. We're here. The two of them suddenly snorted, awake, unaware of just how close they had been as Olivia placed a claw to the side of her drowsy face, snout opening up to let out a yawn. Nasser groaned as he stretched out, the good wing partially unfolding before nodding his head. So is the other wing just completely incapable of moving? Or does it hurt? Like, is there something that stops him from doing it anyway? It should have been him, not me. I'm sorry to tell you, but Nasser and Olivia are not happening in this. It is explicitly going to be Nasser... Did I say Nasser and... Oh, no! I'm sorry, I gotta pop up the text. Anon, you ain't feeling the allegations. This time it was my fault. I can't believe I made Anon gay. Alright. He then looked up front. Thanks for bringing me to the mall, Mr. and Mrs. Eggles. The Mall of America, for there is nothing as American as the Egyptian pyramids. No problem, Dad responded. It was nice to have you as company. Nasser nodded with a smile, turning his head to Olivia and I. Thank you both for inviting me. He then looked at the baryonyx specifically. I had a really great time. I love that your fucking dad intimidated a tween Anon. Like, holy shit, what was the deal with that? I don't know. Like, Nasser is like, not, like, they're like, aren't they still in middle school or like early high school? Which means your dad just intimidated a child who probably doesn't even know what fucking sex is to begin with. Like, boom, my brain explodes. Get your dad under control, Anon. You're probably older than him, mentally speaking. No, probably not. His dad was like older than 18 when he was born, right? Who knows? He's close enough. Anon, you should be able to have a decent conversation with your dad, even if you spent the last 18 years hanging out with children. That's like the most awkward part of it. It's like, yes, I'm 100 years old. Technically, I'm 120, but I spent like 60 years of those hanging out with kids for no good reason. But Anon wouldn't that be like 36? Don't talk about the extra 20. We don't talk about the extra 24 years. Suffice to say, he died again. Another incarnation story for no good reason. Anon, you can't keep stacking this stuff. Just you watch. And he takes out a gun and goes, just you watch. I'm gonna be 100-year-old baby. Anon, the 100-year-old baby. Hell yeah. Who needs Benjamin Button? Olivia paused, opening a snout as if wanting to say or do something, before closing it shut, slowly nodding. She says something! Why does she... Like, I feel like the problem I have with this, right, is that this section of text is... Hold on. This section of text is explicitly like, what is the mood of the situation? And then it just goes, before closing shut. Why don't you have a section after this that goes, before closing it shut, as if she had as if she had changed her mind? Because you're clearly setting that up, right? That is what you're setting up, is that it's a change of mind. But Anon never follows through on that thought, for some reason. Even though by this point... Shouldn't he be... Like, I get that you want to be subtle with the audience, but if you're going to be subtle with the audience and rely on, like, that kind of communication, you can't have Anon explicitly say it and then just not follow up on it. Not in the same sentence, at least. It's really awkward. Also, and this is like a thing that I really hate, I personally think that if you are in a character's head, this not related to this, unrelated. I hate it when you're inside of a character's head, and they are capable of thinking things you, the reader, are not privy to. I'm not talking about a guy writes something down in an autobiography or he retells an event to someone else and he's providing interpretations. No, I mean, per the narrative, we are quite literally in that person's mind. This is happening real time as far as you are reading it. And somehow this person is thinking something, and we're not shown it for some reason? Should we not be privy to this person's... Like, that's the whole point behind what happens in Snoot Game, is we are privy to all of his thoughts. I hate it when a story uses that framing device, that narrative device, and then says, but I'm not going to talk about that. And it's like, who the fuck are you saying this to, man? You're in your head. Why are you telling yourself you're not going to tell yourself something? What? I've seen it happen, and it drives me nuts. What is the narrative device? What's the framing? Are we in his head or not? Oh, man. Yeah, we're privy to his most intimate thoughts, how he wants to bang that lady, but he's not going to fucking tell us about his dad. Unrelated to this, but it's like one of those things I saw, and it's just stuck with me for the rest of my fucking life. I'm stuck with this now. See you next week, she asks. Of course, Nasser beamed, opening the car door to leave. Just don't draw my snout too big when you get the chance. Always the fucking snouts. The baryonyx giggled as he closed the door, walking to the entrance of the building. His dad slowly drove away. Where the fuck's your dad going to? Oh yeah, they're at Nasser's dorm. I forgot. I thought they were like parking at his house. Schizophrenia. Oh, you silly little mind goblins. I'm not letting you in on my dirty little secrets. Honestly, shouldn't Anon be like the exact... Hold on, there's a little spit on my screen. Shouldn't Anon be the exact character to be like, if anyone's reading my mind in a retelling, fuck you. He's like the perfect meta character to make a stupid joke like that and then go, that's the stupidest shit I've ever thought. Personally, I just like those kinds of meta jokes a bit too much. It's unhealthy and it tends to ruin the scene sometimes. Safi, shouldn't you finish Ranger in the Fog? Yeah, but it might as well be dead, because after everything crashed and burned, and now I'm just sad. I also haven't looked at it in a while. Maybe that's the problem. Have you considered, Mr. So much has happened in the weeks that I was gone. God damn it, there's more spit on my screen. Where's all the spit coming from? Is it the spit goblins? Now you might say there's no such thing as spit goblins, and I have bad news for you. The Baron... Okay. There was a brief pause before Edward spoke up. I just want to stop you, Anon. Is he your dad or not? Okay? Why are you referring to your dad in the first name like this after you just called him dad? It's my dad. There was a brief pause before Dad spoke up. You could just say he, actually, because technically it's already established. The last name in memory is the dad. My dad. It's my dad. Good day. Good day. I agree. I'm surprised that... Stop! Olivia suddenly yelled. Dad slammed the brakes. Can you slam the brakes singular? That's a very unsafe car if only one wheel has a brake installed. Seatbelts briefly tugging against us. Shouldn't it be forcefully slamming into you? Like, brief tugging to me is like, eh. Getting smacked into your seatbelt is, ah. Against us as the car came... I mean, I guess they're kids. They don't have a lot of mass. As the car came to a sudden halt, my parents turning to the baryonyx. What's wrong? Mom asked worriedly. I know worriedly is probably correct, but I don't see it that much. Olivia's eyes glued to the seat where Nas had been sitting as a claw reached down to grab something. His smartphone. How the fuck do you forget your smartphone in this day and age? They're massive thin slabs. They get wedged into your pockets. How did it... Who the fuck puts their phone in their back pocket and sits on top of it? What world have we come to that this is just acceptable behavior? Just sit on your fucking phone with your fat ass. Although, in Nasser's case, the problem is that his ass is finely chiseled. So it will... There was a disconnect. I hope it's okay. Yeah, like... I don't know, I'm partially reminded of a goofy commercial we had back in the day for, like, those lollipops that have multiple color layers on them. And the joke was, like, the kid in the back, like, licked it and went, it's green! And then the dad was like, ah, yes, my child, who is known for informing me on the state of the light of the traffic light, has informed me it's time to drive. And he just drives straight into someone else. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this man that he just starts driving when his child tells him it's green? Why isn't he paying attention? Why is he listening to his fucking kid about this instead of, like, ugh. Damn, Dad, you're stupid. Nasser forgot his phone. Good catch, Dad complimented, peering in the mirror as he chuckled. How did the dad not pick up on that? I'm just saying, if he's this paranoid, he would pick up on a bomb-like device in the backseat. It looks like he just realized it as well. Olivia and I turned to the back window to see a pterodactyl rushing out of his dorm, anxiously feeling his pockets with a panicked look on his face before it turned to relief, seeing that our car was still there. Numbering it to him. Olivia opened the door. Don't get your penis stuck in the car door! Running toward NASA whilst showing the phone as my head tracks her, peering out the back window. See, that's a good use of peering. As Dad and Mom... It's Mom and Dad! It's always Mom and Dad! Who makes you cookies, Anon? Who gets priority? Talked with each other about the day. The baryonyx handed the phone back to NASA, the pterodactyl saying something with a grateful smile as he pocketed it. I'm so glad the author had the restraint not to bring up fucking Anon's telescopic hearing. Because that would be bullshit. Like, cars are quite muffling, especially if the engine's still running, and I don't think your dad owns an electric. And then Olivia leaned forward, planting the tip of her snout against his own. Fuck. I've had a bunch of ideas of late on, like, goofy meta-stories that I wanted to write. I thought about writing, so I wanted to write Ophidia, the exchange student, and it integrates Shalonians as a concept into the setting, and I wanted to do it for both Anon's story and the St. Hammond one. And then I was like, wouldn't it be fucking weird if, like, we do the St. Hammond one again, but Anon shows up, and Anon's like, what the fuck's going on? And Ophinia's like, oh, I just go through other dimensions and fuck around a whole bunch. And I have to write those other two stories first. That's the problem. I would need to loosen up my standards to actually get those finished on time. But what a self-indulgent piece of crap that would be. The other story I was thinking about writing is indeed, as I mentioned it, is, Jeez. Fuck you, Senator. The other thing I was thinking about is the idea of, like, you loop multiple times. These loop stories are always the one loop. What if he just goes back again? Anon is so hot dog shit at this that he just keeps going back. He can't stop himself. Anon just keeps going back, and it slowly but surely deteriorates his mind, because he's 100 years old in the body of a babu. God damn it, I'm a baby for the 5th time! Babu. Babu. How'd you do it? This is where I watched my parents die, Parappa. Don't slam your penis in the car door! This is where I watched my parents die, Parappa. This is where you watched your parents die! But rapping now is not the time to rap along. This is not the time to rap along! This is where I watched my non-binary girlfriend jump off the roof, Parappa. This is where you watch your non-binary girlfriend walk off the roof! Anon! I already saw the story plot in the visual novel. Yeah, I mean, a proper published visual novel is probably ought to explore the meta context of what it means to load saves and etc, blah blah, we've all seen that. Which is why it's an idea that I'll probably just stow away as we go along. It's not nearly as interesting as the idea of someone fucking around a little bit. And it's like, oh, this recontextualizes the last two, now doesn't it? And she's like, no, it doesn't. It technically doesn't. You're just being weird about it, Anon. That happened. That's as real as everything else. You're just being weird about it. The problem is very few people are receptive to being told that the story is what you as the reader make of it and what the writer has made of it. Because it kind of implies... Because it basically invalidates Watsonian thinking, which is a pervasive train of thought nowadays when it comes to critique. It's oratory shit? What's oratory shit? Is it too oratory? Does it, like, never stop talking about shit? You know, as Parappa the Rapper once said, you only need one sentence to say something. God damn. Oh, I'm thinking of a guy who did, like, the Parappa battle mode, and they just said the stupidest shit. Oh. Anyway, Anon doesn't have telescopic ears, for once. She had kissed him. Oh wait, and then Olivia leaned forward, planting the tip of a snout against his own. Why his own? Again, this is the last noun loaded into memory. It's fine, you can just use the pronoun. His own. I don't know what it is, but it just makes the sentence read a little weird. Oh, your stubby fingers and the keyboard isn't made for this. Ugh. The second you have non-standard fingers, like smartphone controls, just go... She had kissed him. I blink, watching as Olivia immediately turned away, running back quickly to her car, and the parking lot lights briefly illuminating the fierce blush on her face. What color do you get if you mix red and green? Brown? All the while, Narcissus simply stood there, completely and utterly frozen, remaining stuck mid-pose with his phone still halfway inside of his pockets, his golden eyes wide as saucers as his good wings simply dropped to the floor. And, please, stop describing his eyes with such luscious terms. You're not beating the allegations. I mean, I guess you just call them yellow, right? That's all you need. That's all you need. This is the problem, right? Purple. Oh no! Olivia's turned into Barry! The thing is, this is Anon's thoughts. So, assigning Anon the descriptor of golden, which is a more polite and you know, the problem is it assigns value to Anon that he doesn't have. Otherwise, there would be a love triangle, and as we all know, that's way too baller for this story. Actually, that'd be a cute story. Anon... How to describe this, right? Anon is dating someone or something, I don't know. Or Anon isn't dating someone or something, I don't care. And he's like, what a cute couple, and everyone is agreeing with it. He's like, why do I like the guy more? Or something like that, something in that direction. You know, you find out you're gay through a love triangle that you never... There's an interesting idea there that I kind of want to explore now. If only because it means that Anon finally cannot beat the allegations. Write it out of spite. Olivia re-entered the car. Both of my parents none the wiser as my dad. Why the fuck did your dad, who specifically interrogated Nasser, not look in the rearview mirror to observe that? Or is he being nice about this? Anon should be suspicious about this. It's your dad, Anon. He yelled at you for listening in with your telescopic ears. Which he somehow knew you have. He must have been relieved to have his phone back. Yeah. Olivia replied, smiling to herself before noticing me peering at her. Able to help but give her a knowing smirk. Anon, you're never going to stop reincarnating if you're not... Gotta be nicer than this. God's gonna dock you points if you're being snarky little bastard about it. To that, she rolls her eyes, still bumping against my shoulder as I shy away from that same smirk. Peering out the back window to see Nasser having slightly recovered from the shock. Now simply standing there in the middle of the parking lot to watch us leave, the claw slowly tracing his smiling side before exhilaration finally got to him. Was he? Okay, listen, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I'm playing the song. It's a good song, and you're listening to it right now. We're standing here when we're standing here, okay? If he's standing here, we're standing here. Here we go. Such a bad edit, too. It's a really bad edit. It's not great, but that's why I love it. It really does breed standing. Meanwhile, in an opposite universe, realized he's just standing there. Oh, these comments are great. Standing breeds standing. As someone who's waited in a line queue before I can confirm it's true. Nasser, stop standing there before a queue forms. Truckun won't be so merciful next time, man. I'm gonna be sent to Berserk as a side character. Actually, that is a great way to get that Ophinia story off the ground. Like, Ophinia's like, okay, fine, Anon. I fucked up. You're not supposed to be here, and you are, okay? Okay? I remixed all the characters together, and you ended up here for no good reason. I'll give you a wish. And Anon's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she just goes, okay, you know what? If you're not going to make a wish, let's have some fun. And she just desperately kicks him into another universe. But the problem is, I don't see where the fun in that is. That works way better in a visual media, where the discombobulation from the constantly changing backgrounds and scenics would work fantastically. Also, the art budget gets strained and stretched thin as every single time they hop into a new timeline story. For some reason, I also thought it'd be funny to have Ophinia talk about what it means for stories to be written. Like, it's easy to abandon a world, but it's hard to finish it. All that fun stuff. The writer's process, subtly disguised as a person who's just very bored. Because as we all know, writers love writing about writers, even though I have experience in several other areas that I could also talk about. But that would mean that standing doesn't breed standing, and we don't talk about that around. Anyway, enough of that. The last sight I see of Nasser that night is the pterodactyl. Shouldn't that be was? I know, it is C. Is the pterodactyl leaping in the air with pure joy as he ran back to the dorm. Gaining actual hours, his good wings seem to put in good work to do. You're going to the Goodbye Volcano High verse, Anon. Why wasn't Trish a trans man? I'm just saying. Why am I saying that? I don't know. It's I just feel that for a story that's ultimately about the idea of inclusivity, it's really awkwardly structured in that Reed is the main group. The main fucking group has straight man who is gay, but, like, the boyfriend of Reed doesn't matter. So we have cis man, cis woman, and then non-binary. Like, how the fuck is Fang a token in a non-token group? It's all about the writing, man. If Trish just fucking made out with Fang once, it would have fixed everything. Just fucking lip-to-lip action. Actually, was Trish implied to be gay? I don't know. I know Reed explicitly is. I don't know if he's more free than that. Personally, I think the whole situation is just fucking goofy at some point. But we're not talking about that right now. Love is a hell of a drug. What the hell are you talking about, buddy? Your only love fucking Killed you, technically speaking. Man, I sure... Love is such a great thing. What are you talking about, Anon? The one person you loved shot up a school because of you. Yeah, love really does make the world better. Wow, you're an asshole. Grape-flavored cream pie. Get out of here. Be gone! And it was pretty much official after that point. Nah, the problem I have with the sentence is that it's not snappy. This sentence is supposed to be like a punchy introduction, and it was pretty much official after that. Something, I don't know, beyond that point feels a little bit too like it's lingering on its syllables. Nasser and Olivia are now boyfriend and girlfriend. I hereby pronounce you boy and girlfriend. It really came to no surprise to Doe and Warden, or anyone involved with our table, actually. After all, the two were practically inseparable, as where there was an Olivia, chances were you were going to find Nasser and vice versa. But then, who came first? The Nasser or the Olivia? Chicken and egg problem right there, buddy. Our group seating habits also changed, to now switch to the comfy outside tables to wait for Nasser to finish his training. So how did your French assignment go? Warden asked... Oh no.
So how did your French assignment go?
Warden asked Doe. Dinosaur Canada? Is there... Okay, I know that Mexico is called Rexico. Is there a term for Goodbye Volcano High, Snoot Game, Canada? On that note, I went to AO3. On AO3, Snoot Game is now considered a part of Wani Gator. I know why they did it, and I think it's a smart move to make. Because say all you want, but structurally, mechanically, culturally, Snoot Game is way more a derivative of Wani Gator, regardless of the timeline, than it is anything to do with Goodbye Volcano High. It's the smart move. I wouldn't have thought of it, because I'm not a tag wrangler. I don't have the spurs, or the cowboy boots, or the lasso to do it. The human pausing before slowly placing a head against the wooden table. Man, they have wooden I mean, it's outside. They usually use wooden tables for that. I chuckle. Jeez, that bad, huh? Doe slowly nodded. I thought I would be good at the language of love. She sunk further into her own arms. It turns out I'm terrible at it. And then if you fuck up, the next Isekai universe be Snoot Game, but in Albania. Dude, that's a war crime. That's Satan levels of evil. You meanie. Doe slowly... Okay. She then let out a whimper as Warden patted her back. By the way, I would like to remind you that normally between each of these sentences is a whole white line for no good reason. The structure is awful in that perspective. Yeah. God damn it. I just had a thing I wanted to write, and I forgot it. I forgot the idea I had. I had an idea. I had the Ophelia idea. That's fair. That's fine. That sits over there, but I had another one. And I forgot. I'm not talking about the... The Anon one. Hold on, I need to write that down. Just in case future me wants to use it. I think the funniest part of Anon becomes gay because of a life triangle. The funniest part of all of that is he should have no guarantee the guy is gay, so he has to contend with that because that just makes it a little snappier. Dementia. Well, I am getting old. never mind. I thought I sniffed something.
There.
The Allosaurus smiled.
If you want, you can practice with me. Granted, I have no idea what you're saying, but it helps to have a listener.
It does. Admittedly, I found personally that just writing over the assignments and voicing them out tends to be the better idea. Just actual repetition and practice, you know. Getting the pronunciations in makes more sense in your head. Like, I'm starting to notice something as I'm doing my Spanish lessons, is that some parts of Spanish are starting to integrate themselves into the automatics of my brain. It's a slow process, because I'm not doing that much. It's just some Duolingo exercises. But hey, it's a result. Outcomes have been achieved. Really?
Yep, really.
Warden nodded, the two of them looking at one another. Damn, when are those two become a thing? I was about to ask, why are we focusing on this at all? Are we going to the French assignment? No, it's supposed to be they're being cute together. However, this is a really subtle way of doing that. I feel like the pat should be explained a bit more. Like, have his hand linger. You know, like, it's more than just a pat on the back. On the other hand, how old are these people? I was pretty much the only one at the table who lacked any form of significant other. Not that I really minded at all, especially considering I was an 18-year-old mind going through 7th grade. You are not 18 years old at this point, Anon! You are literally in your 20s or 30s at this point, you motherfucking idiot. Also, I need to go back to... What is 7th grade? He's about 13 at this point. If 8th grade is the entry point... No, it's 4 years. So he's like 12, 13? Because 9th grade is freshman year, which is when they're about 14. That's so fucking weird, Anon. You're 30! Anon, you're 30 years old! Don't even pretend. I mean, okay, the big problem, right? His neurochemistry and his hormonal system are not 30 years old, okay? Hormonally and neurochemistry-wise, neuron-wise, he's not 30. It's unclear how brains are transferred in this process, but there is a lot of nature and nurture that needs to be figured out real fucking fast if you're gonna raise that argument. This is why I don't focus on this. However, I do like the fact that Anon has the wherewithal to go, it's kind of weird if I started dating someone my age, isn't it? I don't want to even think about the implications of finding a partner at this point in time. Is there ever going to be a good time? Like, 12 to 18 years is a long period of time to compensate for, Anon. I'm just saying. Even so, my thoughts drifted to Fang for a moment, my daily dose of shitty, soul-draining melancholy for the day. I mean, are you really doing this daily? I got the impression that, like, the mall visit was alright. The nagging fear of me fucking up everything again was still in the back of my head like a tumor. Anon, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something funny, Anon. Hold the phone. Anon, did you know it is really fucking hard to make a school shooting happen like that? Like, you are really just acing that section. The fact that you are anything like this is you're never getting ending 4 again, buddy. You are physically incapable. This is not the EU school system, I'm afraid. This takes place in the US of A. As far as I know. And now I'm gonna say oink oink. And then I'm gonna put a flute to my lips. Going do 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 do. Yeah, he's like 12 to 14 at this point. Junior high school, senior high school. He's in middle school! I don't know any of these fucking terms. Unfortunately, none of the terms I'm familiar with are in here. I'm sorry to tell you, I don't know these terminologies. Yeah, baby. The hilarious part, and this is the part that you probably don't really want to hear about. In Dutch, and this is so fucking weird. High school is called middle school. That's it. But it's technically high school. Compulsory education partial. Yeah. Education until you're 16. with 1 or 2 extra years depending on if you're smart enough to deserve it. If you're a fucking idiot, you're 16 years old, you get kicked out. Fuck you. You're too stupid. Go learn a trade or go into or fucking get your brain taken care of. This doesn't help with grades. Why can't you tell me the fucking grade levels, buddy? I guess it just won't. However, I know that in Dutch, you go from 1 to 8. At that point, you're in 12. So yes, you enter elementary school at 4. You go through grades 1, 2, 3, all the way to 8. You enter high school when you're 12-ish. You usually have to find a high school. You have to choose your own high school, buddy. And you're there for like 4 to 6 years. So yeah. They would be in 9th grade? Technically, by Dutch standards, they would be in high school at this point. Why am I thinking of... Who cares? Be gone, Safi. Anyway, Anon has the wherewithal that it's a little awkward for him to date someone. The emotional maturity is just out there. But I managed to ignore the melancholy, which again, like, Anon, ending 1 is like a masterpiece of fucking up. You are never doing that again. But I managed to ignore it as Olivia and Nasser. Why are you switching it around? Have a standard order. The two of them smiling. Unless it matters. Hey guys, Nasser greeted, sitting down as Olivia followed suit. Once more beside each other. Why not say as always beside each other? I feel that hammers the point home better. What's going on?
Nothing.
Just failing French, Doe admitted. Oh. Nasser simply said as Olivia brought out a notebook to begin drawing. But never mind that. How are you two doing? The human asked, a bright smile on her face. Especially now that you're boyfriend and girlfriend. I guess if they're 12 to 14, then yeah, they'd probably be like, oh man, holy shit, you're dating? You are dumb. Go back to the favela. You never leave. Oh, shit, man. You gotta bring that up. Ooh, that is spicy. My tongue burns from that spice. The two of them suddenly became bashful. I don't know why, but bashful is one of those words where I'm always like, it sounds so violent, but it's like you're being a little blushy shy boy. And it's like, it sounds like you're beating the shit out of someone. He's bashful. He's full of bashing. Olivia managing to hide most of it behind her book. Yeah, that's cool stuff, she simply said. Man, everyone is saying stuff simply today, huh? We all then looked to Nasser. The pterodactyl suddenly put on the spot as he then blurted, I'm the happiest I've ever been. Holy shit, Nasser. Wow. Not bad, kid. Why is that uppercase? Why is that uppercase, kid? Olivia peers at him with wide silver eyes, her blush somehow growing even fiercer as Warden gasped out.
He speaks French.
To that, the three of us burst into laughter, Olivia and Nasser confused as they lacked the context. I feel like at this point, Anon should not be thinking in this explicit of terms. He's like 30 years old. His thoughts should be like, you know, they're obviously confused. You know the reason. I know the reason. I don't need to elaborate this to myself. I exist in this moment. This is obvious to me because I'm literally there. The week passed. I was relaxing on the couch. God damn it. I had a song stuck in my head, and I transposed the start making trouble in my neighborhood. But I forgot what the song was that I was transposed it onto. Sitting all cool, she posted on my phone before noticing Joan stopped by. Is she your mom or not? Claws on her waist as she looked around. I peered at her for a moment before speaking up. Hey Mom, everything good? She looked at me with a smile on her snout. Everything's fine, dear. She then sat down on the couch. Those are my legs! Ah! I just noticed that Olivia's still in the room. Oh yeah, I nodded, remembering that the baryonyx was busily drawing something at home. Something she was keeping a close lid. Maybe it's just fucking homework, dude. All I knew for sure was that she was using oil pastels to make it. If the small stains on the sink indicate, since when are you such a fucking detective, buddy? Give him a slap on the back. Oh, you little detective. I'm gonna pinch his cheek. How are you doing, Anna? Better than ever, I answer. Long as everyone else is happy, I'm happy. Mom paused before smiling. It seemed tinged with melancholy as she stared forward, looking down at the carpet. I immediately take. You already took notice! My snout slowly turning into a frown. Okay, hold on. Your snout does not turn into a frown. A frown manifests on your snout, or it doesn't. Your smile turns into a frown, but what? Alexa, take her kneecaps. What's wrong, Mom? Oh, nothing, dear. It's just that. She sighed. It just feels like yesterday that I was watching you from here and you were a few months old, throwing around your caveman ragdoll. Joanne looked at me. You're so quiet as a baby. The baby. Mom, authorize arm cannon usage. I need the missiles. To save the baby. Your baby. I nodded, knowing exactly what she was talking about. Because I'm technically a 30-year-old man, I remember everything with way too much clarity. But, you know, now you're growing up and... She closes her eyes. I feel like I'm already running out of time with you and Louis. They're like 14! You were for like 4 years, man! That's like 25% on top. Time. I thought for a moment, and upon hearing the mention of that word, just thought of how much I was given and how much had already passed. I could relate to what Mom was going through. Mother, I crave violence. May I have some more Urts, broeder? Nee, broeder of Uur. Oh, honey, do you want a bolt gun? Aww, Edward, Anon wants his first bolt gun. Join me, sister, in battle. Aw, he's old-fashioned. He thinks that there are no women space marines. Wait, what? Oh, look at him. He's so confused by the idea. The lore. What happened to my lore? Oh, I literally do not give a flying shit. I don't care. It's so much Watsonian bitching. The answer is simple. Ask Arthur Doyle. It fucking sells, baby! Or to be specific, they probably want to break into an audience that I don't even know if it exists. I don't know if you can... I imagine there are women out there that are like, hell yeah, baby! Da, 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 da. I just can't imagine it's a market that you would want to skew and pivot this hard for. Like, what is the overlap between women that want to play Warhammer 40k and that specifically require a female character to do so? That's not a sister of battle or a guardsman. Mother, I wish to be heavy and eat my sandwich. You know what they say? Yeah. I just want to know if his dad would be upset if he mains a spy or not. I just want to know. Like, what is everyone's role here in this? At this point, we have Olivia, Nasser, Anon, and the parents. We need one more person, Fang, and then we have a full 6v6 team. Let's go pro. I thought for a moment, upon hearing the mention of it, I just thought of how much... This sentence is terrible. I thought for a moment, just thought. Like, this can work, but not with an intermission like that. Of how much I was given and how much had already passed. I mean, you literally got, like, you're not even doubling on your life. Next Dust Bowl. Isn't Dust Bowl like you want to play Demolition Man or whatever? Or whatever his name is? Demo Knight? That's his name, right? Demo Knight? You know, after Demo from Raukau. And I can relate to what Mom was going through. Things are going fast, much faster than it looked like. Yeah, because you've already experienced so much that the novelty of the situation isn't slowing things down. But even so, I give Mom a reassuring smile. Don't worry, I'll still be Anna, no matter what happens. Joanne pauses before smiling. Of course. She then reached out to pinch my scaly cheek. You'll always be my little baby boy. That's just how it works, Anna. That's just how parents work. I was hoping you would view me a little higher as just baby boy. Maybe like 4 or 5 range at least. Mom laughs at that, standing up from the couch. Standing back off what? I'm going to prepare the dinner. I pause for a moment. You know what? I'll help out. Oh, you don't have to. It's fine, Mom. I sure as I sit down, as I sit off the couch? You set off the couch, if anything. Hey, at least you get some perks now that I'm growing up. She smiles. Alright, she even wonders out loud. Maybe I can start teaching you some recipes that when you have to cook for yourself. Or when you're married in the future. But I don't think my heart is ready for that. Either for you or Olivia. Yeah, Anna, you should probably learn to cook if you're planning to never date anyone because it's awkward. Like, if you're 20 years old, right? And you're not going to date a 20-year-old because you'll be like, I have lived through so much. Can I do that? Queen never cry. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, I'm not that up to date to all the latest and hippest memes. Hold on. What the hell? Why do you always do this to me? I need a hot minute because someone just shared something and I need to see it. I need to see it. No, get away. God, I love how much effort it takes for this to load. Okay, so this is about like Cybertrucks in the cold, and I was wondering because electric vehicles struggle a lot with cold temperatures. The batteries don't like it for one. Also, the Cybertruck is made out of stainless steel, and I don't know how like not rust resistance, interacts with snow. Oh, their headlights apparently get full. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's fantastic. That's just great. Let's move on. We have a lot left to do. I smirk and I frown. It seems this is actually good. How cool. Although I'd get rid of and, I'd say I smirk and I frown. Because for him, time has passed. This is something you do when you're writing. Scary Dave is finally back. Do you have a coconut gun that fires in spurts too? Huh? It seemed a sense of anxious urgency was beginning to be felt by Nasser and Olivia as the meteor bowl approached. The two missing in action at the table today. I found them nearby, laying against the tree. Olivia's snout resting against his shoulder as I was unable to help myself from suddenly listening in. Well, Super Bowl's is coming up this Friday, Nasser reminds, trying to put an upbeat tone of excitement before dying down as Olivia peered up at him. Why the fuck is he saying this? How is this at all relevant? Like, you both know this. You've probably discussed this 20 times by now. Yeah, Olivia murmurs, the silver eye shifting forwards as she lets out a sigh against his chest. Anon, where are you standing that you are just looking at them and able to see her eyes? Or is this like being more flowery with your descriptions? I'm just saying. Gold and silver, that's what he's fucking going for. But that's not for you to decide, Anon. Have it. You know how you do this? You have Olivia draw them and she uses like one of those glitter gel pens to draw in like gold eyes and silver eyes, and that's, oh, you're gold and silver. And he just makes that their nicknames, and now you have a cute fucking character detail that is actually interesting to listen to, and you might have used the rest of that scene to develop something else. I don't fucking know. Yeah. Like, let's not forget that Anon is just a fucking bystander to all this in a way. Like, nothing Anon does really matters in the end. He's a supportive character to the actual protagonist at this point. Because his emo, his drama, his angst isn't even all that interesting or relevant or gets addressed or anything is really done with it. We just had a moment, I guess. But this premise is underserving itself. I'm revitalized to write Anon gets reborn as a fucking burb. Why are people showing me this? That's straight up a booba. People are posting boobas at me. How am I supposed to do anything? I'm posting an unsatisfied sticker at him so that he knows. He needs to know. I hope Scary Dave can find some links, though. He's got to be good for something. NASA paused for a few moments. Again, I have a huge problem with how much this guy insists on telling us how many pauses people make. Like, I mentioned peering, and I mentioned the whole snout thing, but characters in this pause a lot. There is a lot of stage instruction that is not relevant to the writing. The words failed to come out of his snout for a moment before he seems to think of something else. That is what's happening, Anon. You don't have to fucking describe that. Draw anything cool today? What do you think? Olivia asked. How are we not even 20% into this? Holy shit, this chapter is just nothing. What do you think? Olivia asked. Managed to give a weak smirk as she opened her notebook. Okay, listen. Fuck this. Fuck this. Hold on. Hold on. I'm figuring out how long is this chapter compared to the other one. What the fuck is this chapter? 1? Why am I chapter 1 when I click? I like how the first chapter is like nice and short and snappy, and then everything else is this massive lore dump that goes nowhere. Okay, so in this case we have 41,000 characters. No, lines. Summary. About 7,000 words, with about 37,000 characters. This feels way longer than any prior chapter, and this is after I condensed it by doing the little cheat code. 53,000 length lines. Well, no, it's 1,000 lines. Safi, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Yeah, this is way longer. We're at like 9,000 words. Ouch. I just want to write right now. I just want to finish off Ranger in the Fog and call it a day. Who knew that the thing that killed my desire to write is also the thing that brought it back with a righteous vengeance? You know, there's something I want to talk about that actually got my attention. Hold on. I recently picked up I picked up a bunch of RPGs. Apocalypse Keys, which is kind of neat. It's about the angst that SCPs can feel as the world is ending and they're supposed to help people. There's Slug Blaster, which is just fucking yeah. And there's then there's Yeld. What's the full name again? The Magical Land of Yeld, in which when your character dies, you just hang out as a ghost so that you don't sit around the table like a fucking clown. You know, Doylean logic instead of the Watsonian realism. For some reason, a big part of this game is that you turn into a goat. You can turn into a goat, and that's what happens. What I was thinking about was... What was I thinking about again? Safi, you're really getting demented, aren't you? Yeah... I really don't know how to explain this, but like, you can turn into a goat, and that's like the polymorph thing. But goats get special spells for some reason. Also, dogs can talk, but also other animals. I don't know. It's a setting that just put up my little fists. I love this. I love this. But what was I thinking about? And I love that it's all like, you know, you turn back when the adventure's over. I forgot what I was... That I legitimately forgot. I'm afraid that I'm... Oh, no, I remember. So, one of the legendary magical disasters, aka you backfired your spell 3 times. Number 7, which is like the most likely outcome of rolling 2d6, is gender change. And the best part is, the end says, only apply this effect if you actually want to go through with it. It's the effect that's supposed to happen when shit goes bad, and it's like, it's fine. We've come a long way from the girdle of Gygax is a misogynist. Because of course all of the characters were women, and of course women had different stats, and they were not better stats. Go be a bard now. No, bards didn't exist like that back then. I just think it's hilarious that The best part that I don't get is, like, you gain knowledge about boys, girls, and non-binary people. And the part that fucks me up is, like, you magically change into them, and now you know more? Why don't you just have this from the start of the game? What a weird magical catastrophe. Admittedly, some of the other effects are also quite hilarious. Including the fact that both the basic and the major version are like, you turn into a goat! God damn it. Whoever made this is a fucking goat furry. I know it. I'm gonna interrogate him about this. Are you a goat furry? Because the talking dog's fine. It's a cute magical realm, no one gives a shit. There's animal tribes. What is it about the goats? Why can't the goats talk to anyone? Alright, enough of that. What do you think? Olivia asked. Managed to give a weak smirk as she opened the notebook. Nasa chuckling. Is that Warden? Mm-hmm. What the hell is he fighting? The vending machine, Olivia explained. His soda got stuck. Nasa laughs. No, I wish I saw that in person. Oh, that's what she's drawing. Holy shit. Technically, Torio was supposed to be a dragon, I'd been told. However, I have to agree that Torio Pilt is probably the explanation. Don't say no to Goat Mom. You get a pie out of the deal, man. But be smart, or you'll get a snail pie. Go for the butterscotch. Also, for a guy who is explicit about so many things, I was thinking for a moment that she was talking about something that was happening in reality. Even though everything is set up for that to make sense. Jesus, Safi, I'm demented now. I'm a dementor, in the sense that I'm demented, and it's spreading ever so slowly. And what's that one? It was gotta be the meteor ball, but the silence told all that as Olivia shook her head. I wish I had more time. You draw entire sketches in minutes, Olivia. You have enough time. Nasa paused. Me too, Olivia. He stared forward. Oh, he's not peering forward for once? Jesus. We're growing. We're learning. We're spreading our wings. When I first came to school, I didn't think much of it. If anything, it was rough for me at first, being so far away from everything. But after meeting B-Click and you, the pterodactyl held her tightly. Good wing protectively draped over Olivia like a blanket. Again, you can't just steal that from Fang. Stop stealing Fang's shtick. I had an amazing time here. No matter what happened, I'll always remember that. Olivia paused. All we did was hang out and go to the mall, she chuckled, smiling as she closed her eyes, singing for his embrace. Dude, you've got low standards. They both laughed as I turned tail to leave, pondering as time passed. What the fuck was that, Anna? You just spied on your sister. Have some confidence in people. It's like the writer wanted to make this scene, but doesn't want to escape Anon's POV, despite Anon doing jack fucking shit. Just leave him behind already. Let us see Olivia's lovey-dovey thoughts. Let us see the chemistry within those mind cells, within those brain cells. Like, never mind. Thursday night, I'd actually done most of the cooking, which was a surprise to myself that my lamb casserole with mashed potatoes came out well. Potato? To be fair, I kinda cheated with the potatoes using a packet of instant mash. You were 14! But my casserole was all me with an online recipe. That's right. I knew where the lamb sauce was. That's a nice sassy line. And the rest of the family seemed to take note of that fact, Olivia's eyes widening as she tasted the food I made. This is really good. Yeah. Dad agreed, blinking behind his glasses. What recipe did you use? I smirk with my arms crossed, snout turned downward, before just giving up blatantly. Actually, I followed the recipe that Mom gave me. Didn't you follow an online recipe? Your mom gave you an online recipe? Dude, what a shit mom. But it was made by you, Anon. I feel a disturbance in the world kitchen. She lifted a spoon to try some before looking shocked. Did you add something, Anon? Well, I confessed. I also kind of looked at this guide online, so I added a bit of bacon and onions, as well as a few spices to get the sauce a bit more cooked while it was simmering. I felt a tinge of nervousness about it. Do you like it? Why can't you just suck ass? Anon, you've never cooked! Why are you good at it? Like, I can understand if someone who has some basic cooking competence tries something new and it works out, but I feel that Anon would fuck this shit up. Like, he wouldn't even know how to make onions, okay? Anon doesn't know how to cook. He couldn't make onions. He hasn't made food for himself in 3 decades. I want it to be Mom having pity with him. Because it's cute. Because it fucking fits the scene. He's a kid trying something new and she wants to encourage him, so she's like, it's fine. Come on. Have Anon have something going on for fucking once. Oh, I love it, dear. Mom said with a smile before pausing, murmured to himself, I did nothing. How the fuck are you outdoing your mom? I mean, I don't know if it's explained if she's at all a good cook or anything, but I always got the impression she was like a decent mom. And my mom was a decent mom, and she knew how to cook. Better than I did. Sure as hell told my brother to stop putting chocolate on meat. Although I've been informed that it is a good combination. By him. The rest of our dinner was eaten with brief exchanges of conversation, finishing all of what was on the table. Dad and Olivia helped put away the dishes. You just put them away? Clean them! Clean the dishes! As I began to head upstairs, reaching my room to open my door. I went to my room to open my door and then I left. That's how this reads. You reached your door and opened the door. Reaching my room to open the door implies that his entire reason for going upstairs was to open his door and just fuck off. It puts emphasis and direction on the wrong places. You know, it's like shadow and shading in an art piece. The mind's eye is directed a certain way. The meteor is coming to the Anungus household. It's from Grom Gramsci. You know, I love Grom Gramsci as a Gordon Ramsay stand, and that's great. He shouts at the planet, "It's raw!" as he burns it up to a crisp. And then he flies away in tiny bits of debris, each of them saying, "Well done." Grom Ramsay, how dare you like it well done? And he says, it's because those stupid scalies don't appreciate well done meat. They all want it raw. Or the ghosts won't be able to escape. Anna's just letting the monsters out of the room before he goes to bed. Only to pause while hearing Olivia sneak up behind me. Psst, Anna. I turned to see you having just reached the top of the stairs. Yeah, I ask. What's up? Silently, she moves past me, opening the door to her room before gesturing me to follow. I oblige, entering as she turned on the lights, moving to her bed and stooping down to quickly grab something from underneath. Oh boy. It must have been a super secret if she was retrieving it from below there, turning around to show up a rolled up piece of paper. Does the Buddha spirit fist and blow... The raw salmon. Give me that salmon. Give me that fat rat hot dog. And no, it is not a hot dog made of rat. It is a hot dog upon which a rat sits. You're supposed to talk to him and have a fun conversation. Gosh, I can't believe people get that one wrong all the time. I was going to give it to Nasa before he leaves. She explains, holding it close to me. I want you to tell me if it looks weird or if it's weird to give this to someone you like. I shrug. Alright, show me. Why are you being so fucking dismissive, Anna? Weren't you trying to be there for her? Shouldn't you, like, smile and be supportive, or pat her shoulder, or lean in, or show some fucking interest instead of shrugging, going, well, alright, I guess I'll give a look. Fuck you! You're not living up to your own standards, asshole. Olivia nodded, unrolling the paper to reveal the artwork. And I was stunned. It was drawn with mostly warm colors. The yellow-orange background of a warm summer's day, with the general shape of our school track. The center focus was the back of a figure, more abstract than our usual works, but none the more clear on who it was meant to be with the orange race stripes and grey shapes. Yes, the point of a fat rat hot dog is to make him boggle, and to get the what's it called, bruxing, when they skitter their teeth. NASA. And for fuck's sake, you are not beating the allegations if you're like dreamily staring at the artwork going, Nasser. I need to find something, by the way, because I need to get some help with something, because I'm noticing that my chair is like... I'm worried that my chair is going to fall apart at some point. I'm not even sure how it would fall apart. Where did the screw even come from at this point? Yeah, it came from here. The other two are still there. But I don't have a torque screw for it, so... Yet the most attention was clearly put into his wings. One large and detailed with subtle motion lasted the implementation speed. And the other one, holy shit! Was NASA's atrophied wing, but not so much anymore. Beautiful flowers growing from the scars, like wildflowers from the cracks of the sidewalk of Volcaldera Bluffs, forming into a fully fledged wingspan of vegetation. And, sorry to tell you, Olivia, but this isn't very realistic. He's not a plant hybrid. And through it all, one could make out the traces of a smiling snout and a single golden eye peering through the colors. Far within the corner, two small words. Fly far. Shouldn't that be between quotation marks? It was unlike any drawing she had done before, Olivia having captured something incredibly special and one of a kind. What? Her own soul, put into depicting someone important to her. These recordings are ending at the worst times. I consider it cliffhangers. I'm at a loss for words, as Olivia lowered. Crap, she asked. I shook my head. No, Olivia, it's perfect. I tilted my head. I guess you're planning to give it to NASA? Again, that's stage directions. We don't need that. Yeah, Olivia admits, but is that weird to do? What's so weird about it? You've drawn NASA, and it's shown it's in before. Yeah, what makes this special? Did you pee on it? Yeah, but for laughs and stuff, Olivia responds before peering down the painting. This is different. If you were a good writer, you'd include that Olivia is talking quieter or feels... Because this takes the wind out of her sail, and Olivia's next Nasser drawing, but it just might be it. Replace the guts with Nasser. Your boyfriend is not a fat rat, Olivia. Dream on! I think something that's well worth pointing out, and no one talks about this, rats live like a year or two. So Guts is dead by the time, anything of interest happens, which is so sad to think about. She has Guts for as long as she has, Wait, how the fuck did she take that rat to school enough times that she has a pattern of once a month or semester or whatever it was? The hell are you up to? I could definitely understand, and to that I gave my honest opinion. Well, NASA knows how much you love drawing. He's gonna love it. Go, grab her shoulder or something. This is like the time you grab someone's shoulder or you grab their face and you give them a big fat sweat kiss, which is awkward given, the godchild thing. But, for someone who gives a lot of direction, where's the fucking direction, buddy? Why does everyone just pause? 28 times. 36 times. 25 times. Use some different words, man. Shit, the links are good, apparently. I can make my boyfriend fat. And hopefully it stops. The reason you fatten up your husband is so that no other woman looks at him. If crappy, just horrible, mean-spirited white woman rules have taught me anything. Because apparently there is no greater misogynist than a white woman with a husband. Jesus. I could definitely understand that I gave my honest opinion. Well, NASA knows how much I like drawing, and he's gonna love it. I didn't even add I might be wrong or anything of the like. I was just, shut the fuck up! Fuck you! Shut up! Stop that! Fuck! Olivia pauses for a moment before slowly nodding. Alright. She rolled it back up. On the last day. You should probably do it when you know he's still around, because you might miss him. With silver eyes narrowed in determination. I'll give it to him. I don't get it. It's like you include good directions, but you keep adding new lines for no good reason. Like, you include these stage directions, but not here. It's so weird. It's so inconsistent. In a very weird way. Is it for emphasis? I guess it's for emphasis, but it's hard to tell when everything gets a new line anyway. And of course, tomorrow that dame came. That's such a weird way of phrasing that. And of course, tomorrow was that day. The festivities before the meteor ball were insane. Nothing that I'd really expected. Food stands manned by teachers, students, and even parents were set up around the field. Food stands. Ugh. I thought food stands as in the food is standing. The food is standing here. We need a new song, by the way. We're in a more upbeat environment. So let's go for rocking it. Many times, I had to watch where I was stepping, avoiding the occasional foot traffic as groups busily set up sports events. I encountered Jeremy before finding anyone else, deciding to hang out with the Gigantosaur as we walked around and inspecting the area. I know meteor ball was a sports event, but what's the history behind it? Jeremy turned his head to me. Well, we're celebrating. What was his voice again? I fucking forgot. Well, it is to celebrate, yeah.
Well, it's to celebrate the up-and-coming pacing of the...
Oh yeah, the world almost exploded. And that's all he remembers. They trained the next generation to swat away the meteor. All I want for Christmas, but it's collective consciousness. What? I chuckle. That's a good enough explanation. By the way, when's the track event?
In like 30 minutes.
Jeremy then raises it.
Wait, shit, it's in 30 minutes. I gotta get stretching at the gymnasium.
He then began jogging.
I'll get you later, then.
I waved a quick goodbye before looking around, spotting Doe and Warden. The two were ordering something from a food stand as I approached, Warden taking notice.
I get up.
He lifted a bun to his snout, chomping down as he asked about you.
You try the burgers yet?
Not yet. Have you two seen Olivia or Nasa? Doe shook her head. No, we were kind of looking around for them too, she admits, the look of concern on her face. Isn't the track event gonna be soon? Yeah, what could they be? All I want for Christmas is a real Dino GF. I then see familiar green hair across the crowds, exiting the gymnasium and frantically peering around. Olivia! I call out, waving as I move past Doe and Warden, managing to make my way through the crowds as I approach. The Baryonyx doing the same. We both ask the same question as if on cue. Have you seen Nasa? A pause, because that's all we're good for. Both of our eyes widen as Doe and Warden arrive, the former offering a hopeful explanation.
Maybe they put themselves in the streets.
Nasa in a set of stocking and nothing else. Woof. Woof. My man. You sure you want to say that here? I recall with Jeremy, it's everyone's supposed to be readying inside the gymnasium before the event. Any idea when Nasa might be? Why the fuck are you asking her? She's looking for him too. Bingus. Like, she's like the last person you could ask. She already has an idea and should already be moving for it if she really loves him that much. She paused for a moment before blinking. Trees. The Baryonyx simply said, because everything is quite simple. Turning to tail to sprint. What? Turning to tail to sprint the other way as the rest of us briefly glanced at one another before following. We went across the crowded field, approaching at the tiny artificial grove that Nasa and Olivia usually hang out at. And sure enough, we found him thanks to Olivia's... Why didn't you have this assumption? You observed them at the trees earlier. I thought that was to set up the... Good job setting something up and not following through on that idea. Good job, moron. You could have been smart Anon who's like, oh... It's like there's so many opportunities for the story to actually hit its fucking thematic beats, and it just refuses. It's blind and oblivious and instead talks about stuff that doesn't fucking matter. Like how his dad's glasses just refuse to be visible. Like, you can't see through them because they're just reflecting the whole time. Nasser was huddled against the bark, much like we found him before inviting him to the group. A shaky claw frantically tapping at his smartphone. Come on, he muttered before Olivia. Nasser? He immediately flinched, eyes blinking as he stood up, pocketing the device. Olivia! They looked at the rest of us. What are you guys doing here? What do you think? I say with a shrug. We're looking for you. The race is starting soon. Going to start or starting soon? I then paused, noticing that the pterodactyl giving the typical something is on Nas's mind look as he peered down. Saddening frown on his face. Hell yeah, we got peer and snout. Same sentence. Boom, baby. All we needed was a pause. Yes! Yes! We have it! We have the sentence! Pause, peer, snout. Fuck yeah! Hell yeah! Who needs word variety and word choice when you can just be a fucking lazy bastard? Huh? He blinked before trying to put on a more confident facade, an unsteady smile on his snout. Damn. Yeah, I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be? He then tried to walk past. Don't worry about me, I'll just... Olivia placed a claw against his chest, gently pushing him back against you to prevent him from bleeding. A piercing... Stop hitting on your fucking sister, man! I know that in pornography, the stepsister, the god, it's fine, but no. God watches you, like, put on the tiniest soapbox and stand on top of it. There's a mental image for you.
More! No solid stockings and nothing else!
I can't hear him. Can you get my hearing aids? She then spoke. Why? Why? The emphasis. Like, if you're a fucking writer, you can extrapolate the sequence and make it longer. Have her stare at him for a while. Have her eyes dart places as Anon tries to figure out what's going on. Like, is she happy? Is she upset? Like, she just pushed him against the tree to pin him down. Something is going on. Nope. Nope. Who needs writing? This isn't a script. This isn't a visual novel. This isn't writing. Sir, what's wrong? There was a pause, because everyone fucking pauses all the damn time. They don't take moments. They just pause, like a fucking cassette player. All of us watching as Nasa snout. Yes! Come on! Give me peering! All of us watching, threatening to remain shut closed, only for him to relinquish with a heavy sigh. My parents, Nasser admits. Oh shit, it's a tense moment. Is it? They said they were gonna be here, but he shook his head. I can't find them. I can't find them anywhere. Now, I never try to call them. My phone just doesn't connect. Oh, that sucks.
Maybe they're stuck in traffic.
Warden offered. Yeah, and the reception on the road here is usually bad. The pornography writes itself. I want you to take that sentence back. Just enjoy the music for a brief moment, okay? That's a bit better for this. However, Nasa didn't seem too cheered up, giving that frowning look as he peered. It's also just, he peered out onto the field. There's just so many people. What if he placed a claw over his snout. Oh, Jesus, what if I trip? Screw up or embarrass myself? He then came to the most obscene conclusion as he peered away. Fuck yeah! The writing is decaying in front of our very eyes. Please, if God exists, this story turns into a hilarious self-reflection on how shit this is. Maybe that's why my parents didn't show up. I like how he... The event hasn't even started, Nasser. Also, I would have preferred we had some of this insecurity earlier to, like, I don't know, set this up? You know? Like writing does? Talk about pre-performance excited. It's the day, Anon! It's not pre-performance, it's performance time! Fuck! Luckily, that seemed to disappear upon Olivia thumping her wrestling claw against his chest, grabbing his attention. Olivia. He looked up at her. You'll be fine. It's the problem is, right, I don't even see what's okay, listen. Hold on. Listen, I can understand that some people they like this kind of indulgent writing, right? They love it when Anon and Fang and they kiss, they rub their heads together and they just have a big smooching session. People like that shit. It's simple, it's straightforward, and you don't have to think too hard. Like Snoot Game actually had something to say. But the thing is, and this is kind of the problem that I have, this isn't even good. This is Dino Nuggies, and you keep picking bones out of your teeth. Like, this is microwave Dino Nuggies. You can't taste the crust. The inside isn't juicy or tasty or anything. It's just dry Dino Nuggies. And it's full of bones, and each one of them is this awkward, inconvenient shape. It's... What are you enjoying about this? The chemistry between Nasser and Olivia is not given the screen time it needs. Anon is the POV, even though we're focusing heavily on their relationship. Nasser's situation gets none of the necessary explanation. Things happen when they have... Like, this is such shit writing when you get down to it. There is a good story in here. Like, the whole, like, Nasser is nervous about things. Hey, how about we use... Nasser is nervous for the performance, for having to do well at the running. And Olivia thinks that means he likes her or something. I don't know. But no. The writer didn't think about any of this. And because they never thought of it, and they don't editorialize their own fucking work, and they don't fucking care, they didn't consider integrating that plot point into the greater whole. There is no theme, there is no plot, there are no characters. There is only the train of thought of the writer. And as a result, there are only 3 words this motherfucker knows. There are 3 fucking verbs he knows, and because it's all train of thought, and none of it is editorialized, and none of it is read, and none of it is given any fucking attention, it's always the same. It's, and then this, and then this, and then this, and it doesn't matter if any of it does anything, if any of it does anything, if any of it does anything, or says anything. It's glued together meat. Scary Dave, that's what I mean. Like, if we switch perspectives to Olivia or Nasser, we can get so much more out of this. Because they're the actual characters doing shit right now. Like, what are you reading? All of these words are nothing. There is nothing here. I guess that's why they're Dino Nuggies. They're just meat glue and, like, scraps of chickens. And, like, by coincidence, there happens to be some organ meat in there sometimes. And you're reminded of, oh, I need to eat something nutritious. This is not bad fanfic writing, okay? I've seen bad fanfics, and they can be great in their own funny way. This is just bad writing. This is why editors exist. This is why writing is a fucking skill you have to practice. If you want to convince someone what good writing isn't, you show them this. And you talk to them about verb choice, about sentence construction, about the structural alignment of the text and letters themselves. Like, wow. None in the chambers? Okay, hold the phone. Hold the phone. None in the chambers is worse. I'm gonna say it. Please don't tell me it's worse. Please don't tell me it's worse. I had someone tell me that None in the Chamber, especially reprimed, was like pretty good. Or at least was good enough that I would survive it. Because if you're just talking about None in the Chamber, I'm only reading reprimed. I'm not reading None in the Chamber, the original. I'm giving, if someone makes a new version and they're like, this was shit, I want to try something new, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because I took that benefit of the doubt myself. Okay? The hell was this? Yeah, None in the Chamber's reprimed. I forgot that thing is fucking it's almost 500,000 words. Oh. I'm adamantly convinced that the longer this goes on, the longer this shit goes on. I love how the first chapter is like a manageable length and has like custom artwork and everything. What is it with these people? And they write like a good, concise first chapter and it's like, nah, who needs fucking conciseness? Although, I will give this guy 2 things. 1, he actually gets rid of the white spaces. 2, he does have some shit formatting. There's a lot of, like, non-long sentences. Like, Jesus, man, have some confidence in this shit. But, there's one thing I think it has going for it. The premise isn't fucking stupid, okay? The thing is, Nothing to Something has this hilariously goofy premise of Anon is an 18-year-old baby. And that means that you kind of have like the whole emotional core of everything is kind of what it is. I like to think that reprimed None in the Chamber at least has the benefit of like the premise forces something to happen. The problem with nothing to something is that it has no core premise that forces it to do anything. Anon is not required to entertain anything. There's nothing tying Anon to anything. But in None in the Chamber, the inherent premise of like, Fang doesn't kill herself immediately gives us a thing that has to be dealt with. If this drags on and it doesn't do anything with that, that is something else. But I looked at this a little bit and I was like, this doesn't look too bad. Admittedly, I did the same with None in the Chamber reprimed. So I might just be shit at sniffing out garbage. I might just lack the capacity to sniff out a hot dog turd when I stumble across one with my little feeties. God damn it! Why did you put it like little feeties? Senator, if I think I'm gonna move up None in the Chamber reprimed. I think I'm gonna move it up, but I'm gonna put a thing down. If that also turned out to be bad, okay? If None in the Chamber reprimed is hot dog shit, I want you to go through every entry on my current reading list and tell me which ones are actually worth the trouble. I legitimately want you to go through all of them and tell me which are wrong. If I read None in the Chamber reprimed, then it's fine. Then it's fine. We're good. I was going to do Inco Noted. I've been sketching out the thumbnail. It's simple stuff. It's just a simple thumbnail. Don't worry about it. But if None in the Chamber reprimed... Do I want to start that, though? It's $500,000. Because fanfic writers don't know what it means to be concise. Which is fine. I'm fine with you not being concise, okay? I'm fine if I'm fine with the idea of you are just incapable of understanding that this scene does not need to be here, or that maybe this could be a bit faster, or you don't have to write everything down. That's fine. My problem with nothing to something is that entire scenes, entire situations, entire chapters don't do anything. There's a premise, there's a story, there's a narrative, there's something. I am mocked. This story laughs at me by going, look at this great story that's right under the surface. It's waiting for someone to just scratch the frost off. 2 hours to get through one chapter. Oh, God, I'm going to regret so much. If I was a bigger streamer, I'd go like, hey, I'll do one chapter for every $5 I get. Actually, that's not enough, especially not for how... Like, that one is like 10,000 words per chapter. $50 per chapter. $50. You pay the full smack for this one. I'll read your shitty fanfic. I could be reading a good one, but I'll read the shitty one for $50 per chapter. I just want to go and write my own stuff. I think I'm going to go take a break. I need to go to the bathroom for one, and two, I think you guys deserve to catch up a little bit. It's good, but it's long. Good and long is fine. I'm fine if something takes forever. And then we're gonna do one more recording session. Then we're gonna look at Dave's links. But I gotta go to the bathroom. And to be honest, I feel like I've recovered and I'm stronger and I can handle this a bit better. But damn, man, this fucking fic has hands in terms of being hot garbage. It's got hands for being hot garbage. I'm given no mercy. Whew. Hey, I'm back. So, I would like to explain something to people who might not know about this. So, fun fact. Let's talk about this. This story feels like you find someone, and they're like, I got a passion for writing. And you find out they actually have a passion for hitting word counts on essays. And going beyond the word count. Thinking that if their essay is twice as long as it should be, that's good, right? Good essays are long. But let's talk about, in the chamber, I legitimately feel that good chapter divisions is like a skill lost to fanfic writers, apparently. I don't know what's making those people just... the brain pops out of their skull, but like, chapter divisions exist as a structural tool to help make your story easier to understand, make it easier to flick through, find information, you know, just give your story some structure and some flow. It's not bad if your chapters are short. Fuck. Anyway, last recording for today. Then we do the links. I would like to remind you that my opinion is that this is a story written by a man who has no passion for actual writing. He does not care about writing. What he likes is that the teacher says, man, you beat the word count for the essay requirement. Let's move on. Anyway, Nas was having performance anxiety. Even though he had none of it before, the day of, he's suddenly very upset. I mean, to be fair, it would be kind of neat if you compiled all these problems into one. That's the whole point, is that it's not one thing, it's a bunch of things. I mean, have you seen my writing, Mr. Kitten Boy Wife? Goddamn, I love that we live in a world where an academic paper can have a citation of an internet person, and it's like, Mr. Super X Pussy Slayer X says. It's a beautiful world. Professionally, academically, peer-reviewed paper says that X Pussy Slayer X has something to say. Luckily, that seemed to disappear. Okay, Olivia's giving him a slap on the chest. She's beating the shit out of him, telling him to shut up. The pterodactyl lifted his head. How do you know that? Because her claws immediately grasped the sides of his head and then pulled him into a kiss. You already had a kissing scene. You can't do this one twice. Nas's eyes widening, wide as saucers as Olivia closed hers. The three of us just watching really awkwardly at the sudden PDA, like, holy shit, Olivia, fuck off. She then relinquished. Relinquished what? Gently pressing her scaly forward against... How the fuck do you do that with those massive noses? Both snouts pointed downward. That's so awkward. Like, you have to do it so much worse than with humans. I believe you. The baryonyx... Because I believe in you. The baryonyx then peered towards the rest of us, a smile on a snout. Nasser pausing before following her gaze. You know he wanted to. You know he fucking wanted to. This man knows 2 verbs... He knows 2 nouns and 1 verb, and he will use them. And so does everyone else. Quick, strike a Sentai pose. I don't think Sentai did a lot with believing in people like that. Just do it anyway. I'm more familiar with Wunch Punch, you know. We gotta say the rhyme in reverse or something to help him. Anon, why the fuck are you quoting Wunch Punch? Wunch Punch. I like Wunch Punch, okay? I thought the crow was cute. He gets pat-pats from me. Yeah! I nod as I step forward, placing a reassuring claw on Nas's shoulder. Whatever happened, I will always be by your side. Anon ain't beating the allegations. Anon the alligator. Wait, I have to say this like Parappa to bookend this. Anon ain't beating the allegations. Anon the alligator. My Trish fic? I have a Trish fic? I forgot I had a Trish fic. I'm sorry. If you're talking about the cost of moving on, that was hot dog shit. You could tell that I was rusty, and I didn't understand a lot of big, important structural things to make something like that work. Like, I got slammed in the comments, rightfully so, because that was bullshit. I should have done better, and I could have done better. No, I should say it the other way around. I could have done better, and I should have done better. That better emphasizes the core point. You've been training.
You've been training for this. Just let it show.
Yes, that's what he does. That's such a weird thing to say. I mean, I know what it is. Anon is secretly Greek. And he will now kiss Nasser on the cheek. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Wait, how many do they do in Greek? Because I know that it's a different amount of cheek kissing, depending on where in the world you are. You know, like where in the world is Carmen San Diego? In France, it can be 1 to 4 kisses, depending on where you are. I don't know if they do it in Greek, though. Generally speaking, women will kiss both men and women. Oh. Yeah, I know 3. Yeah, I know that one. What about Greece? Is a country where cheek kissing depends highly on the region and the type of event. What? Most parts of Crete, it is common between a man and woman who are friends. Very uncommon between men unless they are close relatives. In Athens, it is common. So in Greece, we do not have any guarantees, but Anon will be smooching that man. Just fucking kiss already. Again, I would love a story where Anon is... where the love triangle, Anon is like, I'm gay. Whoops. How'd that happen? That's my attack. You're gay now. You may now kiss your boyfriend. And then I start grinding them together. Anon does the Kratos ghost belief. You can do it, Nas. Wow, though. Letting your boyfriend down with your empty platitudes. It took me a nanosecond to realize that this suddenly felt like a very cheesy scene from one of Stella's records. It's been 14 years, Anon! You haven't seen Stella in over a decade! You probably haven't even watched anime all that much of recent. Have you? You haven't mentioned it that much. But I couldn't have given less of a shit about that. A giant grin on my snout as I relinquished my claw. Olivia doing the same before stepping back. So Nasser, she then gave the brightest beam I think I've ever seen. She's a gun now? Don't feel alone, okay? Nasser seemed to pause for a moment before gently grasping Olivia's claws. Again, this guy does not understand that claws are not fingers. Holding them up together, the baryonyx blinking before he stooped forward and gently kissed her. He stooped forward? Motherfucker is stooping? Listen, buddy. I don't know. I consider stooping to be a nasty word. But apparently it does mean to bend one's head forward. Safi became a self-aware gay bomb. Cause of the attack that... VHS OVA animes. Yeah, fair enough. No. Anon grew up after the 20s, after the 2020s. So he grows up in the 2010s. So Anon has access to Crunchyroll and the like. He's just watching pirated shit. I will now strike you with my most powerful move, Self-Aware Wolf. Gay formation. Self-Aware Wolf. You can't bite someone like that.
And he goes, oh, well, but I can't, Mr. President.
I've been assaulted by a gay attack. So what's man ballet? Not ballet. That's the manliest of... God. Considering what ballet does to your feet, I'm not arguing. Nasa seemed to pause for a moment, because of course he does. And somehow that had earned a sudden slam from Olivia's tail against the grass. Not the various kisses they engaged before. Her silver eyes wide as her freckled scales turned red. How the fuck do scales freckle? Nasser, like the reason you have freckles is because you have individual skin cells. With scales it could be a far more obvious pattern. Nasser relinquished. What is this with fucking relinquishing? Listen, I don't know. Listen, hold on. Relinquish means to give up, to voluntarily cease. The problem with relinquish, okay? The problem with relinquish is that it's not a very commonly used term. It is very out there. Here, however, is the real problem with relinquish. Here's the problem with relinquish, okay? It's not a very good card! Got him. Fucking got him. But I couldn't have given less of a shit about that. A giant grin on my snout as I So the list right now is Snout, Claw, Paws. What's the other one? There was another one. I guess Smile. And we have Peer. But Relinquish is showing up a lot all of a sudden. Again, it is a very non-standard verb to use. Gets used 6 times. I guess at this one moment he was like, relinquish is my word. In this one moment he realized that he really liked the verb relinquish. I think it doesn't belong here if it's really used this little. But I'm keeping my eye out for you, relinquish. It's just a weird verb to use 4 times rapidly in a row. Get out of here, Bandicam. I didn't mean to click you. I meant to open OBS. Olivia did the same before stepping back. So, oh, you know what? Fuck it. I've got something that needs to be done. I've had enough. I've had enough. Background to that, maybe? There we go. I've had enough. I've had enough! I've had enough of this man knowing like 5 words. Like, here's some other words you can use for pause. Hesitated. Hesitated. That's a nice one. Took a moment. Had a breather. Delayed. I don't know. I guess it really depends on the context of what you're really going to use. But paused the whole time. Anyway, I won't. Slowly, he looked at us. Slowly. You don't look slowly. That's the problem. You don't say someone looks slowly. They turn slowly. Or they slowly turn to look at us. What do we remember of Stella? Yeah, he didn't even talk with her all that much, did he? Fuck. I guess the writer wants to have his cake and eat it too and then make another cake out of it. Thank you guys for being here with me. The rest of us smiled before I remembered something. Wait, so what's the rest? Oh, for that. Someone called out from a loudspeaker. Your time to get a charge in 10 minutes. Sap is on his Keemstar arc. He's had enough. What the fuck? Senator, what the hell? Dude. Dude. Shit. Listen, Dave, I don't know why you gave me all those links. That's a lot of fucking links, okay? Shining Star arc. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. Nas's eyes widened. I gotta run! Quickly, he said. Meaning in both figuratively. Shut the hell up! You are not subtle enough for this to matter. Rushing past us as he reached the gymnasium, flashing his one last smile, because everyone smiles and pauses. Except he had to be quick this time, so he didn't have time to pause. Doe spoke up after a few seconds. No one fucking cares! We should quickly find a place close to the start so Nasser can see us cheer for him. 2 weeks worth of links. Thanks, Scary Dave. Blech. To that, we all agree on. Why don't you say we all agreed to that? Or cheers to that, or something stupid like that. I don't fucking know. Anon's had years to refine his comedic genius. Doe and Warden moving together as Olivia and I walked side by side, making our way across the field. Don't go across the field, that's rude. Her gaze is forward, the trace of red still on her snout. Why isn't her peer forward? Where had I gone wrong in my past life? Olivia done... What the hell are you talking about? Olivia isn't dating Fang. Sure, they were still young. But Olivia done something to be there and support Nas. What? You were all there! If everyone was fighting their own everyone is... That's not what he talked about. He meant that you should be considerate of people's feelings because they might be dealing with stuff you aren't aware of. It was... What are you... You've learned nothing, Anon. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, admittedly, you shouldn't learn anything because you come from the timeline where you learn jack shit. And your best thought was, it's better if people die when they are killed. The baryonyx had literally picked up a sharpened drawing pencil and rushed to the side of Nasa. What? Okay, fair enough. I couldn't have been more proud of it. You haven't done anything, Anna. What are you proud of? Like, you've stood around and narrated her events? Like, I feel that if you want to make this point, have Anon be a mentor. Or something. I don't know. It really doesn't feel like Anon is that important. And if he is, then you should reiterate that here. Like, have Anon be like, oh, come on, Olivia, I told you to be forward and give him a big kiss. You know, Anon seems like the kind of person who would think to himself, you know, it's nice to see that all my hard work has paid off. Instead of him just being like, man, I'm sure glad I got to be there for someone else's story arc and be a secondary character. Also, why do you meet a place close to the start? Like, if he goes around the track, he'll see you at some point eventually. I guess the only benefit is that you can cheer at him right from the get-go. Also, if Ripley is there, he will throw you out of those seats. You know what he's like. Olivia, I speak up. My foster sister looked to me. You're awesome. I don't... There's a lot of disjointed, like, multiple angles at the same thing here. I don't know what he's trying to do. In all honesty, there was a lot more I wanted to say, but couldn't yet formulate. But I had a feeling that I didn't need to. Olivia smiled, looking genuinely touched by my compliment. She's like 14, man. She doesn't have the emotional nuance. Thanks. We make our way to the sides of the track to fund the stands, waiting for the runners to come out amongst the watching crowds. Anungus? After a few minutes, they arrived, jogging to the start line as respectable cheers and claps broke out. I love the idea that everyone is just golf clapping. Just respectfully clapping. No, they're not respectful, they're respectable. The cheers themselves are respectable. All the sportsmen were like, man, these are such respectable cheers and claps. I feel very much like they're being what a respectable audience. It's a fucking sporting event. Half of them are drunk. And when NASA's... they're drunk because in the Snootverse, there's a bit of cynicism to the world. Like, this wouldn't be that clean. Even if it's middle school or something. And when Nasha showed up, everyone in our group called out to him. Nasser! Woo! Nasser! Nasser! You got this! The pterodactyl gave us all a thumbs up as he ran past, taking position among the other 7th grade track and field contestants. Wasn't Anon in 9th grade, so he's like 12. Gross. Whatever, I don't fucking care. 5 other dinosaurs, most of them admittedly tall, what the fuck? So I have a question, right? If dinosaurs have such a genetic advantage, especially considering that Nasser has like fucked up wings that are holding him back, like, do people get upset about genders? Like, are there still women's and men's sports, or is it just like dinosaur and non-dinosaur sports? Because this sounds like a fucking problem. It's never really addressed in the game for obvious reasons, especially with the irony of Nasser being a winged creature that's known for his running. You know, his wings are fucked up, so he found him. So you get the point. Again, they made a fucking point out of it. There's always one soccer mom drunk causing a wow right for him to take her down. Listen, you do not know how good the drops are on this wow mom, on this drunk mom. They got into the proper stance, looking forward as the official held a revolver filled with blanks. How do you know that, Anon? Maybe it's an Alec Baldwin situation, and 5 seconds from now, someone's fucking dead. Student athletes of the track run, are you ready to rumble? The rules are simple. 5 men enter, 1 man leaves. They nodded, the official holding the revolver up to the sky. On your marks. I could see Nasser's smile surely shift into his game face. Eyes narrowed and completely focused. Wouldn't this be part of his training? To some extent? Get set. His entire body tensed up like a straining spring. You know, if you want to establish tension in a scene like this, you want to establish his competition so that we're like, oh no, Nasser's up against the odds. But this is really all we get. You know, the Galileosauruses. Only one gets the suitcase full of cash. No, that's Hellenist, whatever. I don't know any of those WWW things. It was almost startling how fast he had sprung forward. The other athletes clearly caught off guard by the zoomy pterodactyl, leaving them in the dust as we lost our collective shit, cheering wildly for him as he grew out of earshot. Why are we doing this? He's like 11. My head followed him, watching him absolutely decimate the race. He killed one of the contestants? Alongside Olivia before the grunts heard from her. Decimation is a horrifying thing that Romans did. They were like, hey, you fucked up. You're gonna draw straws, and 1/10 of you are getting fucking killed. And now I can no longer think of decimation as just like, you know, beating someone up really good. I have a problem with this, though. I legitimately feel that having Nasser pulled... It's so sugary sweet in, like, the weird way. The whole story is about how Anon is a guy from a timeline where his girlfriend... The story is about Anon who comes from a timeline where his girlfriend, because of his ineptitude, shot up a whole school and killed like 5 people. And he's super depressed about that as he moved over here and wants to do better for himself. And we have this sugary sweet moment where Anon's just fucking winning. Apparently, I don't know. Like, you're supposed to have people start off slow in this. Good job, by the way, Anon, in being relevant to the scene. Oh no, it's just started, honey. Damn, out of the way. What? Oh no, it just started, honey. I know that. Just damn it, out of the way. I completely froze up, slowly looking away from Nasser and into the crowd. A few dinosaurs moving aside as an impossibly large pterodactyl. A scar of his right eye and a huge portion of his crest missing. All the while... This is an incomplete sentence. A few dinosaurs are moving aside as an impossibly large pterodactyl does nothing. He never completes the sentence. What the hell? All the while, a petite blonde pterodactyl with eyes that seemed that seemed to be closed constantly, you mean, joined him, her head frantically looking around as the 2 adults stood right beside Olivia and I. To think the last time I saw the 2 of them was at the funeral, mourning the death of their children. I mean, you are 30 years old, you could probably call them children by this point. Yet here they were, Nasser and Fang's parents, Ripley and Samantha. I feel like you would have called out that they were familiar voices, but you can do that anymore. I peer away. Good use of peer. There we go. Closing my eyes for a moment, my heavy sigh drowned out by the roar of the crowds. I didn't know if I was ready to meet them, if I ever could be ready for that, but I opened my eyes again. There was nothing to do with waiting until the race was over. Ripley scanning the racetrack before catching wind of Nasser. There's like 6 people on the track, man. And the other ones don't even have wings. What the fuck? How's this that hard? There he is. There he is. He laughed out with pride. He's in first place.
Is he?
Samantha exclaimed, gasping.
Oh, our little boy's incredible. Unlike the little sister who's just a fucking loser. I hope we beat her up again when we go back home tonight and give her a gun.
It is then that I realized that while I may have become the best person in the world, humble brag, her parents had become worse to compensate, planning to reenact the school shooting they didn't even know was going to happen in 4 years. Anna, what the fuck are you talking about? What? I peer to see Olivia looking at us. I love how he's aware enough that he doesn't put peer twice that close together. Because the better way is to say, I look to see Olivia peering. That makes so much more sense. But he's so fucking bad at this that he can't spot that opportunity to actually use it well and seem a little more competent. Just the little things, you know? Because saying you look to see someone do something is very normal. And Olivia peering at them makes sense because she would be scrutinizing the parents of her boyfriend. Especially since they were late. She has opinions. Olivia should think something about this. Maybe be upset. I don't know. I'm just saying. Perhaps already having connected the dots. The dots are not that hard to connect. They pretty much said it explicitly. Before slowly looking back to the track, eyes widening upon seeing Nasser already approaching the finish line with another athlete, a fast Galileosaurus that had picked up the pace. The two of them were toe-to-toe. Nasser's teeth gritted before his gold eyes found us, and his parents. I still want to know, like, how do people learn dinosaur names? Like, if you grow up in a human-centric society, do they just give you a little, like, book for babies that's like, here's all the dinosaur species and how to identify them? Because some of the differences are fairly subtle. I don't think you could just pick up on this shit unless you were exposed to it, you know? Love is a hell of a steroid. It's not what steroids do. Plot twist, Ridley remembered he isekai'd himself to chase down Anon and do that. I'd like that. I think that playing with the formula in that way is hilarious. Because I like that kind of meta humor. Because it just makes me chuckle and chortle and go, hoo hoo hoo, that's so funny. You know, I would love it if he just beat the shit out of Anon. Actually happened in this plot. With a powerful flap of his good wing, that's not how that works. It gave him a sudden boost. Needed to break the running stalemate between him and the other athletes across the finish line. What kind of sprint is this? Is he running a marathon? Like, is this an endurance race, or is this just like a power race? Because if it's a power race, why didn't you start with that? Like, I'm just saying that there are a lot of things here that could have been done better to make the scene work better as a concept. Again, you want to know what you do with this? You want to know what worked really well here? You have Nasser be the central character. We learn about all of his internal conflicts. He sees his friends, and he's like, you know, my parents aren't here, but there he goes. He flaps his wings. Which, again, wouldn't work. He has one good wing, so he would just blow himself over. But he comes around, he's like, my parents, and then there's that moment, you know? That last little boost he needed. I don't know. I feel like this scene could work so much better. If it wasn't fucking Anon, there was nothing to say. Except for, remember, Anon has a plot point. I'm like, where is it? Stop reminding me of a plot that isn't even happening. We went absolutely nuts, cheering as he turned, running towards the side as Ridley and Samantha stepped forward with proud smiles on their snouts. Damn. Only for him to go to Olivia first. Baryonyx already spreading her arms as the two embraced. Ripley and Samantha seemed stunned for a moment as the rest of us joined in, patting our shoulder and back, laughing out.
Dude, that was amazing. I could barely follow you. You were so fast.
I simply smile. 10 times. Not that much. It's just that there's a weird density at the top. hand on his shoulder as Nasser... Oh, wait, no. No. Okay, still just 12. I simply smile. Hand on his shoulder. Everyone puts hands on this man's shoulder. As Nasser briefly peers at me, Olivia nuzzling her snout underneath his. And that look he had given me, not one of disappointment, not one of sorrow. I just feel like this doesn't work if you already do all of this. But I am noticing that some of the sentences are getting longer. We're getting some proper density here. He's not sad, he's happy. As if to say thank you. For what? What did you do? It took all my effort not to... What are you talking about, Anon? Shouldn't you be upset that your fucking dead boyfriend is here? A cough from Ripley manages to guide... Guide? Get your attention. It's like he's allergic to using the right word. Nasser and Olivia disconnecting? This reads like someone who has, like, this is the obvious word to use, but it's too simply of an English word for me. You know? A man who read a thesaurus and got the wrong impression. As the former approached his parents, smiling. Like, again, use of the former feels a bit so... Mom, Dad! He hugged Samantha as Ripley ruffled his short hair with a smile. Oh shit, I forgot, he probably has hair at this point in history.
Oh, we're so proud of you, dear.
Samantha cooed. Hell yeah, I love cooing. It's a great word to describe someone talking.
Sorry for arriving late. You must have been so sad.
Traffic was terrible. We know you were trying to call us, but, He then lifted up a crushed flip phone. Should have bought Nokia, man. Nokia. Indicating that his anger might have gotten the better of him. Cell reception wasn't good. How... not have a reinforced phone for his fat ass and his big manly hands. Like he's chief of police, he can afford a stainless steel model. Made by Nokia. Lasts 100 years. It's alright, you're here now. That's all that matters. He looked between them. Is Lucy? Oh yeah! I guess Fang, Lucy wasn't with them. I don't know whether to be grateful or sad about that. Now, I could complain about the writer taking away a very useful plot moment, but on the other hand, this scene is already getting a bit dense with, like, it's about Nasser, and it's about Olivia, and it's about Ripley being introduced. Having Lucy on top of that, especially since Lucy is a cruxical central plot point, it's fine. It's actually really good not to have her here right now. I'm just saying. Like, sometimes you don't want everything to happen all at once. Give a scene some room to breathe. Right now, a lot of plot points are technically happening. Sure, they're not happening in a very good way, and they're not being handled in a good way, but breathing room is breathing room. Samantha and Ripley peer. Wouldn't they glance or stare or something? Not peer? They're not scrutinizing each other. Before the former... This guy sure loves, like, describing as the former. Instead of giving a cool descriptor, like, the big man side. He did it 4 times, Safi. It's not even that much. It just stands out. It just stands out. I'm just getting mean. Your sister's at home. She would love to be here. But you know how car sick she gets. She gets car sick? She survived a taxi ride with Devil Groom Man. I think she can handle car rides. NASA paused before nodding. Because that's how we work in this world. Yeah, it's fine. He nodded, unburdened with his answer as Samantha... When the fuck does this section end? There we go. We'll do another stream tomorrow just to wrap up. Actually, let's just end it here. Because I just want to get to the links. I'm done. I'm done. Let's take a look at these links. Oh, shit! I forgot his name. I keep forgetting this fucker's name. Nick. That was the name, right? Yeah, Nick. Well, Sorry, guys. Snoot said I'm cringe and refrained from doing art. No more content for you. This is a weed profile now. What the hell? Why are they so mean? Bored of my Fang model as a survivor for Left 4 Dead 2. Hell yeah, baby! Gemstone guy. I like that picture. I'm gonna keep it. Dilf detected. What the fuck is this? You monkey ass so fat bitch. What the hell? Gonna riz this skinny. What the fuck is this? God, I love how just completely incomprehensible this is. I love it. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice pencil stuff. Alright, let's go on. Fang Aaron. Oh, that's actually really cute. I love that. Very simple style. It looks very much like the game. Why are you green? Why aren't you fucking dumb slut? What the hell? Man, people's best art is just like shitposting. Terrible. I'm gonna hug that Gator trailer song play. Olivia, I love you, Billboard. What? Oh. I'll be honest, these links are pretty good. Let's get the music out of here. We're done with music for today. Oh, that's really nice. Pansexual flag, Olivia. Almost. Trashy edit. Oh yeah, Fang isn't included in the. Fang wouldn't be included in the what's it called? The tarot, because that's not how the tarot works. The tarot at the end of the game is just like, who do you pick for the bonfire scene? I fucking hate you and I hope you die. Holy shit. Knock off Fang. Happy birthday, Trish. Feliz cumpleaños. Oh hell yeah, it's Olivia in the dragon dress, which is my favorite by far. Numer. I still love this. God, someone posted the fucking Naomi Mia thing. It's great. Oh man, Dave, you put so many links up today. Are you fucking kidding me right meow? Best girl birthday. Oh, it is Trish's birthday, apparently. Which Trish? Like actual Trish or fake Trish? Oh, it's actual Trish. No, it was actual Trish's birthday several days ago. I missed it. I fucking missed her birthday. Oh shit, it's Human Olivia. And they animated it too. Which is not a lot of animation, but they put in the effort. You know what they say, Luigi. Sorry, Mario, I have to kill a CEO. Luigi, what came over you? You know that I date a princess. I can't approve of this. Mario, your relationship with Princess Peach isn't very healthy. You're a working class man. You should be standing up for your blue-collar comrades instead of joining up with the ruling class like that. You think that Tsar will have mercy when it comes down to it, brother? God dang. God damn this fucking one. I was looking at something beautiful, but now I'm looking at a horrible, busty monster. Don't be so mean, you little mean guy. Judy in Fang's outfit. I mean, it looks alright. I like it. Peak topology. That's too many vertices for Fang. She doesn't need that many. Cease. Although you might wanna make use of layering to avoid doubling down on things. Worm drama. Oh, that's a really good way of blending the R and E. Oh, that's so neat, though. God hug us. What? I'm not getting the Olivia plushie, but I'm thinking about getting the Fang one. I just don't care about Olivia too much. They fucking neutered the interesting concept. Oh shit, this is actually an interesting idea. Fang with a gun. Thinking about doing it. Looking down at it. Also, I like that this Fang actually has some fucking meat on her bones. Too many people go for skinny Fang when you can get Fang with some of that beef. Oh, little baby. It's Krima. Oh my god, they all look so cute. Oh, fuck. I can't take it. You're spoiling me today, Dave. These are some heavy hitters. Clown Fang? What? Oh, that's why they did it. Brazilian Portuguese. Anon finally goes to Brazil and gets beat up by the locals for calling it a soccer ball. Well, he had it coming. He had it coming. Even if he never saw it coming. Oh, it's that fucking little thing that people turn into when it's Christmas. I know a bunch of people turn to the little paru, whatever the fuck that little thing is. We also have two off-topic links. We're almost done, and what a joy they are. Ugh, I gotta show so many of these to some people that I know. Oh, fuck, these outfits are great. I really do feel that the fashion souls is kind of missing. And, you can to some extent tell, and I think this is important to keep in mind. You can tell that Caveman does not have certain skills that the people in, you know what. Between his thighs. What the fuck? It's the... I love that song. It's good, though. The Blue Meanie. John B. the Genie. Alright, well, that was that. That was great. Thank you, Scary Dave. Scary Dave, and everyone, we'll be back tomorrow for the rest of the chapter, because we didn't finish the chapter up, and there's like half remaining. We'll be fine. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. But yeah, I'm not better, but I am capable of tolerating myself, so there's that. And that is the real victory, is that I can move forward being an asshole with my chin held high and finishing what I started. Someone's got to light this flammable field on fire. It might as well be me. Night. And the Blue Meanie. Gosh. Every single Power Ranger gets stronger with the season. It's a terrifying thing to keep in mind. Part of me was hoping to see said links on stream images you have a tendency to do, but I'm happy to. We'll do it next time. I'm a little tired and tuckered out today, and I need to get back into things, Dave. So, how about you repost the ones you really want me to show off tomorrow, and we'll see what I do. I gotta go to bed. I got some things to process in my brain. A lot of things to process, really. Such as a new idea that has blossomed in my mind. And the Blue Meanie. Can't forget that guy. Bill Les Preston and Theodore Logan, Spock, The Rock, Doc Ock, and Hulk Hogan. What more could you want? Don't know why my room smells. You want to see Chunky Fang? You want to see Chunky Fang? Chunky Fang. Okay, cool. Fine. I'll show off Chunky Fang. She's in here somewhere. You know what? Let's show off some pictures. I'm feeling a little better. Okie dokie. Oakley dokley. Here you go. This was made by Lucy Viatga, also known as Lulu, on X. It's lovely art. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Here we have it's Crim Cram. Would you like to see would you like to see that it's Crim Cram? It's Crim Cram. It's fucking Crim Cram with the kids. Anyway, I don't know if I can cleanly copy this, because this is a video file, so yeah, this won't work, will it? Shit, I gotta turn it off. Yeah, this doesn't work. Fuck. Is this a fic or something? It's an animated music video. No. I don't have a desktop, pet. Seems like too much of a hassle. Hold on, I think I have a way I can make this work. You just gotta have some faith. Have faith, oh ye of little faith. Bill Les Preston, Theodore Logan, Spock the Rock, Doc Ock, and Hulk Hogan. Fuck it, here you go. It doesn't animate, but here it is. Actually, Safi, can't you just link the... Nah. Here you go. I like this. I like that thing actually looks like she has a fucking anatomy to her. But what do I know? I also want to share this particular one of Naomi, mostly because I just really like how she looks in this. It's kind of neat, isn't it? Here we have from Alex Nicky, also known as ALXNKK8, NKKY8, excuse me. Hello, I would like for you to copy the link and copy pasta. Okay, it doesn't want to do that one. Fair enough. Well, how about Pan Pride Olivia? I don't know. I just get the pansexual pride flag vibes from this. And here's her in the dress, which is also very nice. This one is made by Big Daddy, who has a shit ass X name. His X handle is just ridiculous. Where the fuck did he get this? Is he an art theft? Is he an art thefter? I want to share one more, made again by Alex Nicky. Primarily because this just is such a fucking, like, God damn it, Amber, stop doing that shit. She's so tired of it. She's so tired of it. Amber not delivering. Anyway, there will be a stream tomorrow, as mentioned. I hope you show up. We'll finish off Chapter 10. Thank you, Windows. Arthur, what do you need more money for? What do you need money for? What's this? What conversation went on when I just left? I can't stand you people. There's 3 of you, and I have 1 like. What is wrong with you? Is it too much to ask? You're not willing to pay the full smack of $50. You're stealing my content I'm thefted from. My wallet thefted, empty, devoid of purpose and meaning. Anyway, that's all I got to say. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Finish this up. I glad to be back, but I am seriously. I'm gonna put this down flat. We are doing this chapter. We are doing chapter 11, and if by chapter 11, because again, at the end of this, Olivia's legs are fucking dead. Okay, something fucking happens. Senator, I will not take my medicine. I don't care how many times you tell me that you're not real. You're real to me. I make a little heart with my fingies. If I had a face cam, you could see me. Now I have 2 likes. But yeah, if chapter 11 doesn't fucking try something, it says end of a prologue, so I imagine it's gonna do something. Hello, Volcano High might also work. But I'm starting to wonder that this is just never gonna go anywhere, because the writer just doesn't understand what it means for things to happen. Why the fuck is the song from circusing in my circus? Anyway, give me a high 5, give me a medium 5, give me a low 5, give me a slightly north of east north northeast 5. Give me a 45 radian